What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again here on another episode here on the channel. Want to give you guys a round of applause for coming and checking us out today. And today we have a very talented brother, all the way, I believe, from Dallas, Texas. But I'm gonna let him explain who he is and what his channel is about.
I'm Dr. William Small. I am from Dallas, Texas. I am the founder of Dr. Will Enterprises. And essentially what I do is I try to help men become better men, husbands, fathers, and providers, as well as help them build wealth for their families, as well as be able to build viable economies in every Black community across the country.
All right, and that's very powerful. And you're newer to the YouTube channel, and you have a pretty interesting niche that you're doing. You're a man that's from a Christian background, right? And you have courses that help Black men. But one of the videos that caught my eye was Black women matter. Men marry substance, not image. And in this video, you were talking about how a lot of sisters are focused more on makeup and dressing to appear to get a man, but they're not really working on these skills that have value to appeal to men. What kind of explain a little bit more about that?
See, the thing is that every man who is eligible to be married is not qualified to be married. All right.
Hello.
Every woman who is eligible to be married is not qualified to be a wife. And so essentially, when we look at a lot of things that's going on, a lot of the conversations on YouTube or whatever, people appear to be very selfish, self-centered, and greedy. They're really not looking for validation from the women, for example. They're really not looking for validation from men. They're looking for validation from each other. Men have been telling women for a very long time that we don't like the fake hair, we don't like the fake nails, we don't like the big bat wing eyelashes and whatnot. We don't like tattoos all over the place.
Right.
Okay, but I've discovered that they're really not doing that for us. They're doing it for each other.
Right.
See, women don't want the man that has 6 foot with making 6 figures with a 6-pack and giving up six orgasms per session. Okay, they're looking for women to give them validation once they have these things. Okay, they don't really care about the man, what his needs are or what he wants or anything like that. They essentially want to appear to be the top chick, the it girl among their friends.
Right.
And this is the reason why a woman like Lizzo wants to run after a guy like Chris Evans. Okay, she doesn't care about what Chris Evans wants, what he likes in women and whatnot.
Right.
She wants to be able to say, I got Chris Evans, and have her girl say, oh, go on, girl. You know?
No, that's true. That's true. Let me ask you this, because we were talking a little bit earlier, and you were talking about the very popular, because you found my channel from Kevin Samuels.
Yes.
Give Kevin Samuels a round of applause. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. And we all know that Kevin Samuels has this really viral video with the Jessica from The Average at Best. And remember when he asked her a question, I believe the question was, well, what would you rate yourself? I believe, what did she say? Can you fill me in?
She said that she rate herself as a 5, but when she's made up, she's a 6. And I was actually laying in bed. I almost fell out the bed, when I heard her say that, because I'm saying to myself, lady, if a guy is looking for a 6, he doesn't want a made up 6. He don't want a 5 that's made up to a 6. He wants a 6. He wants to know that when you take off all of that armor, the mask that you have on, he wants to know that there is a 6 under all of that instead of a made up 5. And this is one of the things that a lot of women don't really understand. They don't really take the time to find out what men really want, because people go into relationships these days based riding on one of the 7 deadly sins, which is greed. Greed is when you go into a relationship or a situation looking to get more than you're willing to give.
Right.
And when you ask women what they bring to the table, they don't really have a clue. They say things like, I am the table. So what I try to do is settle them down and say, listen, The man brings the table.
Hello.
Okay, you have to set the table. Okay, the only thing that you have to figure out is what kind of table that man is bringing. Is it an $18 card table? Okay, is it a kitchen table? Is it a coffee table? Or is it a $3,000 formal dining room table? Okay, and if he's bringing a $3,000 formal dining room table, you have to know what to set on that table. Okay,
Right.
you have to bring the fine china. You have to bring the crystal, you have to bring the silverware, and you have to know how to operate each of these utensils in order to be able to make an environment that is not only pleasing for that man, but also profitable to his bottom line and profitable to his guests.
Right.
You know?
Let me ask you a question, because you're making some really strong points. You're older than me. I just turned 40, and I think I remember when I was a young man, and testosterone going crazy. You remember those days.
Yep.
And when you were a younger guy and you don't have a lot of success and you broke, you're looking at the woman. Oh, she got a big booty. She has this. She has that. But we all know that age brings about a change, especially for a man financially, or should bring about a change. And now you start to understand, you're a little bit more focused and clearly focused. So when you become 30, 40, 50, you're not that same man that you were. And what a woman was bringing back then with a nice body a nice top is not so impressive as it was when you were 20. And still, yet many women feel that for Black men, all they need to do is to just have, I look good, I got a big booty, you should give me everything. But your video, you're talking about that certain quality of men are looking for substance, right? What do you mean when you say that?
Well, first of all, there's a difference between a man and a man-sized boy. Okay? There's a difference between an adolescent and a real man. See, adolescents want a woman with a big behind. A real man wants a woman with a big mind. Okay? He wants to be able to have access to not only to her body, but also to her intellect. Okay, because this is what's going to help him get over. See, a lot of people say that you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, but you can turn a hoe into a hostess. Okay. Now because she understands how to entertain men, she understands how to get the best value out of those men for her man. Mm-hmm. You see, so she might have, they'll still have those qualities. She might be fit, feminine, friendly, still have it together a little bit, although she is now older and she's had her, several rides on the baloney pony. But at this point, when a man gets in his late 30s, early 40s, and he start, becoming a little more wealthy, a little more established, he needs to be able to have a woman who thinks on that level as well, who has moved from the physical, and now she's operating more from the spiritual, from the internal, because all a woman's value is on the inside. Okay. And a man has to understand how to access that value that she has on the inside. The problem is today, women are all operating from the external. Mm-hmm. And this is the reason why they're wearing all the fake hair and the fake lashes, and they overdoing it with the eyeshadow and all of that kind of stuff. I watched this young lady the other day on YouTube, and she looked, nice and slim and everything, but she looked like a clown with all that makeup on, And they really don't understand. She was talking about how this guy clowned her, and I really wanted to tell her, really wanted to hug her and tell her, that you got to tone down all of that little clown show that you got on your head.
Let me Dr. Will, you said that a man, very important that you just said, a man has to know how to access a woman from the internal. You made a really strong point there. How does a man do that, in your opinion, for the right woman?
Well, first of all, he's got to find a woman who is leadable and teachable. Okay, if he can't lead her and he can't teach her, he got to dump her. He got to get rid of her right away. Okay, because he's going to be wasting his time. He's going to constantly be fighting and trying to make her into something that she's not. Okay, so she's got to be leadable and teachable. If she is leadable then he has to have something to lead her to, like vision, goals, plans, or whatever. All right. And then he has to find out what she has inside of her. He has to be able to sit down and look at her and be able to tell what she's, or identify what she has internally in terms of knowledge, gifts, talents, and abilities. Okay. Because all of us were born with this. When we were born, God gave all of us a birthday present. And in that little box is contained some inherent knowledge, gifts, talents, and abilities. And so that gift was given to us for two reasons, okay? To achieve or complete our creative purpose, the reason why we are put on this planet, and to make our family wealthy. So a man, if he wants to make his family wealthy and leave a legacy of wealth for his family, what he has to do is identify the knowledge, gifts, talents, and abilities that his wife has inherently, and figure out how to utilize that to create wealth for his family.
You deal with this a lot on your channel, which is the fact that you have so many African American young men coming from homes with no father there or no male role model.
Right.
In a similar fashion, many of these young women are dealing with that also.
Right.
And if there is some rebuilding of the Black community and in the African American community, then what we're talking about now is you have this man coming from a home with no father, and a woman coming from the home with no father. And this woman who has been taught that everything is external because she doesn't know any better. Many of these young Black men are going to be faced in every Black sector of the country with dealing with women that come from this environment. Not saying all the women are the same, right? Mm-hmm. But how can is it possible that a young man who hasn't been raised by a father, dealing with a woman who hasn't been raised by a father, that these two groups of people can see the value in each other? I know that's a lot to ask, but what's your opinion in that? And for him to see, for him to appeal to her, although she's might not looking at she's only looking at external things, but how is it that he can get across to her, or vice versa, with the way that things are right now in America with the Blacks?
First of all, he has to know, how to be a man. He has to be equipped with the knowledge, the intelligence, the wisdom, and the leadership ability in order to be able to lead that woman. Okay. He has to be able to teach her, which means that he's got to get himself together first.
Okay.
Okay. So after he gets himself together, after he understands who he is, mm-hmm. how to be a man, how to conduct himself as a real man, how to be a provider for his family, now he can take most women who grew up without a father, and he has to understand that woman not only has daddy issues, but she has mommy issues in a lot of cases also. Okay, mm-hmm. Because a lot of times she had to compete with her mother. Or her mother gave her a lot of grief sometime because the mama's boyfriend was looking more at the daughter than he was at the mother, mm-hmm. And it created some competitive juices in that family, and it created some toxic relationships between that girl and her mother. So not only is a lot of these women dealing with daddy issues, daddy wasn't there, daddy didn't, they didn't have anybody to confirm them or affirm them in unconditional love. They're also dealing with mommy issues. Okay, a lot of times they had to be the surrogate mama. Mama got 7 kids by 8 different men and whatnot, and she's taking the older girl and making her be the stepmother, or the surrogate mother in lieu of while she's not at home or whatever. So guys have to understand that women have been going through a lot of stuff, and a lot of the things that they do with their fashion, with their nails and all the makeup and stuff, they're trying to cover up a lot of pain. So essentially a guy has to have the wisdom, he has to understand, and he has to have the patience in some cases to be able to cut through all of that stuff to get her to essentially sit down and be taught by him so that he can bring out a lot of the things that she has in her inherently that is really of value, that's being masked or that she's even unaware of, because all of her life she's been looking at the external rather than the internal.
Let me talk about this also. 2021, it seems like, and you've been in the black community for a while. It, a lot of brothers is dating out because, in my opinion, you do have some good sisters out there. But I believe there are many sisters out there who believe that black men are just not worth competing for. Okay, that's one of the issues here. And then when you talk about black men who are high value or who are motivated, and we both understand that there's some black men out there who are lazy.
Yes.
You have a lot of women out there that want to kind of denounce the fact that they're black men that are doing well, black men that are educated and stuff like that. And a lot of times, the society has made a lot of women, and black women in particular, feel that they are owed something because they're a woman. They should get something because they deserve this. Why do they deserve it? They're a woman. Women should be given. And I believe that a lot of black men, especially we see that now on Kevin Samuel's show, call after call after call, you kind of hear this level of entitlement that, well, because I'm a woman, I deserve this. And a lot of black men are very turned off by this entitlement. So for any woman that might be watching, what is the actual woman's role? Okay, because if a woman wants to say that she wants a high value man and she wants a real man, as you were saying, what does she need to do, according to Dr. William Small, in order to achieve that?
First of all, I'm going to use a cuss word, and it's called submission. Okay. Now, God intended for that word submission to be a point of power for a woman, not a point of degradation, not a point of being lowly or less than a man. He put that power in a woman to be able to help him reach his peak of power. Okay, and so the word submission simply means to get under, support, and lift up a mission. That's all it is. All right, and when you look at the word that rib in the Bible that Eve was created from, that was the word rib was translated from the Hebrew word tesla, which means a pillar or a beam. Now, what does pillars and beams do? Okay, they hold up things. All right, they strengthen things. And this is what a woman's role really is. She is supposed to be the power center that empowers him, okay, when he needs support, when he needs to move his mission forward. All right. And she has to have the intelligence, the strength of character, the knowledge in order to be able to support his mission and move it to a point, help him move it to a point where they can begin to create a legacy of wealth for their family, because that's really what it's all about. Okay. Our goal or our mission on this planet is to produce. Now, why is the apple called produce? Because it has the ability inside of itself to produce a whole apple orchard. Okay, every one of those seeds inside of that apple has the capacity within it to create a whole apple orchard. All right, we have the inherent ability within ourselves to create a massive amount of wealth. If we would just look inside of ourselves and see what we have and begin to utilize those resources and the power that goes with it, then we will be able to do the things that we want. Women will be able to have all the Birkin bags that they want. They'll be able to, buy trucks of MAC makeup, whatever they want. They'll be able to get if they understand how to look inside themselves, observe or identify what they have within themselves, and then find a person that they can match up with to a person who they can match up with that it fits. Okay, because of course everybody can't fit together, so they have to find that right person that they match with, And so the thing is really, women have to understand that they have everything they need to get what they want.
Okay.
They just have to stop being selfish and being self-centered and being greedy in the relationship in order to be able to get what they want. If they stop those things, then guys basically, and they start operating in their true calling, the reason why they were sent here, which was to be a helpmeet for a husband, then they will be able to create value and generate all the wealth, luxury, and happiness, the high level living, that they want.
Okay.
But they're looking for a man to give it to them when God created them to help a man generate it.
Okay. No, that's a good answer. Dr. Will, let me for the people out there, you're a fairly new YouTuber here on the platform, brother. You did a really good job today. Give him a round of applause. You really came through with that cuss word of submission. I wasn't expecting that. That was really interesting, brother. Go ahead and tell the people, if they were to subscribe to your channel, what kind of information would you be over there giving over there?
Essentially, what I'm doing on my channel is I'm trying to provide guys with information that'll help them become better men, husbands, fathers, and providers. But at the same time, we have a paradox because men don't really have an incentive to get to that high level or get to that level of high quality or high value if the women won't change. So essentially what I've been trying to do is give the men the knowledge that they need in order to reach that level. But at the same time, I've been trying to talk to women so that they will understand that they have to make some changes as well. So what I'm going to be doing is concentrating more on providing men with what they need. But every now and then, I'm going to have to talk to the sisters to let them know that they got to step up their game too. Because if I create a whole cadre of high quality, high value men, and the women are still lagging, guess what the guy's going to do? Okay, they're going to start looking elsewhere.
Right.
Okay, and so the Hispanic girls and the white girls and the Asian girls, are going to be picking these brothers up. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm 65 years old. Okay, I went out today. Okay, and I was wearing one of Kevin Samuel's recommended fragrances, and man, I had the bees just buzzing around me. And so. The thing is they are looking for men who walk in their manhood, who walk out looking good, smelling good, what I'm saying, who, keep themselves fit or whatever, and, they have access to everything they need. But at the same time, the women who want these guys, the black women who want these black men, okay, they're going to have to step up their game.
Right. No, I definitely agree. You did a wonderful job. Guys, check out the first comment pinned to the top. Dr. Will Small has a really good website. Put all the information there at the first comment at the top. Press 1 if you have subscribed to this channel. Make sure everybody goes over and support our brother. He's new in this space, and he's coming in, so we want to help build his following here. He'll be posting at least once a week and stuff like that, and more, and hopefully more. So guys, I do thank you so much for the support. Check out all my information pinned to the first comment under his channel in the first comment. And as you know, the buffoon remains an all-time high. We out.